It's the true essence of the sport of surfing, traveling to a new location in search of new unridden waves.
To see a wave, just peeling off like that you've never surfed before, and the exhilaration and the excitement racing down there and getting your first wave under your belt. I think those are the types of moments that make you really feel like you're alive, really living life to the fullest, and I think that's what the Search is all about.
It's a concept that's been harnessed by the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour to create the world's first globally mobile surfing event.
Pick a spot on the map, there's so many spots, there's so many good waves in the world. Everyone sort of just gets really excited about going to a new place because they don't know what to expect. Everything they do is just so out of the ordinary.
The inaugural Rip Curl Pro Search WCT landed on Reunion Island last year. In 2006, it arrives in Mexico, where the quest for the title of Foster's ASP Men's World Champion continues.
There's been such a buzz around this event. Everybody's just beaming. They're just so happy to be here, and it just makes you continue to wonder, what other types of waves that you can seek out and explore and find. And hopefully this will inspire people to do that.
You're watching the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT. In this show, we'll take a sneak peek at the latest surf movie that showcases one of the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour's brightest stars.
Everyone has a life outside of their career, but no one gets to see that. I think that's the one thing that really comes across in the movie.
We'll also get a taste of local culture as some of the tour's finest help cheer on Mexico in one of the biggest events on the world sporting calendar, the FIFA World Cup. And of course, we'll bring you all the action from Mexico as the 45 surfers on the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour meet head-on the unique challenge that the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT creates, with many of them tackling a truly phenomenal wave for the first time ever.
Doesn't get any better than this.
Before we head into Event 5 of the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour, let's take a quick look at the ratings. Kelly Slater returns from injury to a much slimmer lead over Bobby Martinez and Damien Hopgood, who moved up to third with his win in Fiji. The rest are still within striking distance, with rookie Sean Cansdell a new face in the top 10 after finishing runner-up at Cloudbreak in Event 4. With the South Pacific leg finished, the surfers now head to Central America for the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT. To add mystique to this year's location, all we're being told is it's somewhere in Mexico.
We battled with how would we do it without really blowing the location out of the water, because it's so great. We would only say somewhere in Mexico. And we gave it a name called La Jolla, which is the jewel, so that people, if they want to come, they have to search it for themselves. The search is getting out, looking for surf, travelling hard, going the extra distance, finding the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and then after that, celebrating it.
Pretty cool idea by Rip Curl, to have a mobile event worldwide. I heard Mexico was going to be the new location, and yeah, I couldn't wait.
Mexico, Mexico!
Well, my first interpretations of Mexico was that it was a little bit like Brazil. I mean, the kind of coastline is sort of set up like it. It's pretty green. There's heaps of headlands, but the rocks are kind of very, South American. And saw a guy dip a scorpion into a tequila and then just shoot it. I was going, you're an idiot. You're crazy, you're gonna die. But yeah, that's Mexico. That's what it's kind of the stuff that you travel for and you hunt for.
This event is what it's all about, is just, being a surfer and, driving through a little village, down a dirt road, seeing the culture, and the anticipation of, what you're going to see as you come around the corner, and then driving up over that hill and seeing that wave. It was just those are the moments that you live for as a surfer.
And the reactions from the rest of the surfers after their first look at La Jolla prove that this year's search has unearthed something very special.
I started giggling, and My girlfriend thought I was laughing at something else, and I was just like, I'm laughing because this damn wave is so good. Is this for real? This is an event. There's gonna be, every heat's gonna have 9s and 10s.
No one knows what to expect, and then you just get hit with perfection. And it's just like, what do? You just got to put a massive smile on your face and just go out and surf and have the best time of your life.
The search is over, because, I mean, what do you want, you know? What more do you want out of a wave? A 20-second barrel, I mean, that'd end my search real quick.
It's day one of the waiting period, and La Jolla lives up to the hype, turning on flawless conditions. And the members of the Foster's Men's Tour are beside themselves.
I think all the natural footers are pretty excited after the last few weeks. Me and Brooko were sitting up the top then just going, that's the best wave I've ever seen. Pretty special day, I think. There's some of the best waves I've ever seen. Those rides are amazing. I think we're going to see a lot of 10s. It's pretty sick, but this is the best I've seen almost ever.
I don't know, everyone sort of said it was going to be like Snapper when we come here, and make Snapper look ridiculous. The waves, like, I don't know, cross between that and perfect Kira or Burley or something, best waves I've ever seen in my life. I reckon. It really doesn't get much better than this. If this hangs in for a couple of days, you're going to see the best contest ever.
And as you'd expect, the world's finest surfers go ballistic, making for some phenomenal round one heats. Mick Fanning, Greg Emsley, and Yuri Sodre engage in a real shootout.
The wave came in and was deep. I say I have to come out. At least I have to show that I can surf for those guys, you know, just one wave and I got a 10. I'm really happy about this heat. I wish I could get through, you know, like I got a 10 and I got third, still got third, you know.
The Brazilian is soon joined on the 10-point honor board by the man who probably has more perfect scores than anyone in ASP history, world champion Kelly Slater.
Kelly's barrel, which actually probably the biggest, deepest barrel of the competition so far. And then he connected it together with a couple of nice manoeuvres and then back into a barrel again.
My last one I got just doubling up in front of the rocks and barely got to my feet, barely got under it, and I was a little high in the face and I thought I was going to get sucked up too high. And then it just kept sectioning and I was just running with it. And at that point it just got easy towards the end. I just kind of stood there.
The standard of surfing in round one is at a ridiculous level as the Foster's Men's Tour elite revel in the magic conditions that La Jolla is putting on display.
Heats and all the waves everyone's getting. Guys are losing, like Yuri lost with a 10, and you know, it's an amazing place and it's got a lot to offer.
This round alone is probably the best waves in the competition I've surfed in years.
The final heat of the day is a fitting climax with Adriano de Souza, Danny Wills, and Travis Logie all in spectacular form. rookie Brazilian completing an unforgettable day with a last-minute win. The 2006 title race is shaping up as one of the most interesting in years on the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour. The winners list so far is a mixture of Generation Next and the old guard.
Kelly's dominated, Bobby's been on fire. Andy's been surfing really well, but just hadn't done much. He's had kind of bad heats, you know, come up against unstoppable Lockie and stuff like that.
Slater won the first two events of the year on the Gold Coast and at Bells Beach. A rib injury in the semifinals at Chobu opened the door for rookie Bobby Martinez to win his first WCT event. And with the reigning world champ missing Fiji with his rib injury, Damien Hobgood staked his claim as a world title contender. But after 5 weeks of R&R, Kelly still comes into Mexico as #1.
I enjoyed the time off. It's nice to get back in the action. And it's all right to miss 1 out of 4, but now we're getting into the second third of the tour. Wouldn't be good to start off with another last place. So, it's good to get out there.
Kelly, he'll talk about it and say that, he's not going for another one, but deep down, he really is. And then you got Andy, where in the first couple of events, he was still getting over losing the world title. And I think in the last couple of events, he's really come back.
Bobby's had an unbelievable start first year. It's still wide open for the title. Hobgood's having a great year. Taylor's having a great year. There's the Andy Kelly factor. It'll always be that, no matter what. You can never count those two out for that title race.
Day 2 of the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT, and La Jolla once again comes to the party with more of the same beautiful right-hand barrels. All this while the Foster's Men's Tour stars are still coming to terms with Day 1.
When you pull into the barrel, you're in for so long, you've actually just got to calm down, because all you want to do is get out of it, but it just locks you in all the way down. So it's I can't even compare it to anywhere. It's just an incredible wave.
The work you've actually got to do to get a 9 or a 10 is, you get 3 barrels, 7 points. You're like, what? That's the wave of my life.
And it's set to be a repeat of the incredible Day 1 conditions as round 2 gets underway. Wildcard Kekoa Bacalso's victory over Fiji finalist Sean Cansdell sets up a potential third-round clash with one of the tour's heavyweights.
Probably have Kelly again. So, smoked me at Bells, so I'm after him.
Ben Dunn is another wild card to advance with this victory over Trent Munro.
She shared the bride and the groom. Man sends his love and best wishes to you.
The high scores continue as Tim Reyes becomes the 3rd surfer to register a perfect 10.
She says that she loves him, even though she's driving.
The dream wave came through and got barreled all the way through the point, and it was a pretty fun wave. I couldn't believe it. The second 10 I've ever had, ever. So just really stoked.
The rest of the round 2 winners are just as impressive as the barrels get deeper and longer at perfect La Jolla.
What's a man to do when he finds his woman's in love with you? Some question best left unsaid, even though the circumstances are spinning your head. Gives respect as he cuts his lunch.
Tito's last wave, I think he got a 9. I think he got barreled up off the top. Did a couple turns midway, and then on the inside he just got like a double up drainer. That was, one of the best barrels I've seen today. And it was definitely well worth the 9 that he got.
I think there's a big chance that it will be the contest of the year. It's so perfect, and I don't know, every morning it's offshore and all glassy and really world-class wave. The average is between 8 and 9 points. If I start thinking about Phil, I'm gonna stress because he's a really good surfer, all condition, and good competitor, and a good friend too. So I don't know, I'm not thinking about him. I'm just gonna think about my surfing and my performance.
Mickey's fears are realized as Phil McDonald wins through with an awesome display of barrel riding.
Walk, yeah, he knew. Keep on rolling to roll through. Let from the lumber confirmed it too. Keep on working, I'm thinking of. She starts to cry as he walks away. Much left on his mind to say.
I kind of was trying to tell myself not to hunt for the barrel too much. I saw a lot of guys passing up sections, turn sections, and looking for the barrel. And you know, I obviously wanted to get a couple of barrels myself, but you know, I also wanted to try and push myself, utilize all that speed.
I was training in the steamer for a while, just to try and get used to that beat. Basically, just get used to almost passing out, you know, because it's really hot. If you have a heat in the middle of the day, like yesterday, we had a run and paddle, it was horrendous.
Travis Loki and Luke Stedman are among the other high scorers to progress as the remaining round 2 heats are blessed with ideal conditions.
It's by far the best CT event for waves I've ever seen in my life. No comparison. This is a debacle how good this wave is. It's unreal. I hope they have it next year.
Oh, gracias. Just having a little siesta. Here we are in Huatuco, Mexico. I'm Toby Martin, and this is the Foster's Backstage Pass. We are in town center of Huatuco. Nice little area, you can see. Voila! Lots of surfing contest?
Yes.
And who is going to win the world title, Andy or Kelly?
Kelly.
I think we've seen that guy before. Lindy! How are you?
Good, Toby.
Plenty of songs to choose from, but the big question is, how's Andy feeling and how do you think he's going to go in the event?
He's really focused and I think he's going to do well. I think he's going to take it.
So we are in search for the Total Taco. How do you go? Let's try another one of the Mexican favorites, the salsa. I'm sure that's a fair amount. And let me just tell you, that was really quite warm. Very spicy indeed. That's good, enjoy. That's hot, caliente. Oh God, that's officially the hottest thing I've ever tried. Andy or Kelly? Kelly or Andy? Well, that looks like it's going to be Andy. We're going deep. This is the Foster's Backstage Pass. This is backstage as it gets. Hola. She's rolling up some nice tacos for me. I think it's all about the style of rolling them up. Well, I think it's safe to say, after all the searching, multiple food choices being put in front of me, we've finally found the perfect taco.
Day 3 at the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT, and once again the waves are pumping, with the 45 on the Foster's Men's Tour going to town in the free surf session.
for me, this is as good as it ever gets. This is the best wave I've ever seen. It's just sand bottom and barreling right. You can come out and do turns. That's the best thing. And then if you want to get pity, you just slow down and you just get dredged out. It's a dream. If I could design a wave, this would be it. It's sick. Look at this thing. Oh! Are you kidding me? Come out! Are you kidding?
Right on 8 o'clock.
30 seconds.
The form from the free surfing rolls right into round 3. This crazy barrel from Taj Burrow, the first wave of the day.
I don't know how I didn't give a 10. I don't know what I mean, I guess they're trying to look for they need some sort of room, but that was a 12. He barreled the whole way. And he didn't even think he was going to come out. He's standing there. It was the biggest wave of the morning. It was the biggest wave I've seen about out here all morning, and that was the biggest wave that's come through, and that was the longest barrel I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
That was the best wave I've ever had. I mean, it was amazing. It just in and out of 4 big slabs, and then the end was just, it was the best wave I've ever had. It was like I was hypnotised in there. It just kept going and going, and I was like, after the first few barrels, I think I've got a pretty good score here. And then I got to the end, I was just going, whoa, if I come out of this, it's going to be a real score.
And the first heat heroics of Taj trigger an unbelievable morning of surfing as the surfers in the early heats go wave for wave.
Touch me once and you will know how come you're tempting, yeah. Wow, yeah.
Troy Brooks nails this barrel to give him a 9.33, but it's not enough to stop Corey Lopez from progressing to the next round.
Yeah, I only been here once before, and for the tour to come here and get waves like this, this will probably definitely be the best event of the year, best event in maybe I've ever been on tour for.
Your mentality is just barrels. You don't even worry about doing turns, and you can just sit in them forever. It's just like a perfect speed wave, and yeah, it's just undescribable really. It's just too perfect. Best waves I've ever surfed in my life, and I'm just having a ball over here. Best place to have a contest.
That one wave just came through, and it was just amazing. I just dropped in, and the thing just started barreling. It was one of those things where you could just sit on your butt, and then when you started seeing getting far in front of you, you let off, sit on your butt again, and so I did that like 3 times, and I'm so stoked.
Kelly could write, the door off a local Mexican hotel and still get, an 8 or a 9. He's so good. He doesn't need to practice. I mean, he's done all the years of preparation, and for Kelly to have a couple of weeks off, it probably actually makes him a bit hungrier, which is scary.
With the swell starting to drop, the good waves are less regular, but when they do come, high-scoring rides are still possible, with most of the round 3 winners needing scores of 9 and above to get through. Bobby Martinez continues to thrive in La Jolla's barrels. His now famed tube riding too much for rookie David Weir. Andy Irons displays ominous form in his victory over Brazilian Jihad Kodra.
Yeah, I wasn't really sure how good it was going to be at the start. Didn't seem to do much. I was kind of, come on, hope the inside does something. And I got one really nice cut back in that kind of set me up for a couple of barrels after that. I got 2 barrels straight after each other. So, yeah, I guess a lot of the waves, a lot of the scores out there are just through wave selection.
Well, yeah, I think the usual guys like Kelly and Andy and Mick and Bobby and the Hobgoods are going to be, odd to beat out there. But the thing is, with a wave like this, with barrels like this, anyone can win. You just have to get that long barrel all the way from the top to the bottom, and if you get that wave and pull the barrel off, you're going to win the heat.
Chris Ward and Mick Fanning are the surfers to benefit as Mother Nature provides one last pulse before day's end.
I'm down on my knees, wanna let me out. Got down on my knees, gonna set me
Mick is left needing a 9.17 as he paddles into this final wave. But the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT defending champion comes up just short. Despite losing earlier than he would have liked to at the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT, 2006 has still been a big year for Mick Fanning, highlighted by the release of his latest surf movie. Mick, myself, and Eugene premiered in Los Angeles with the star of the show receiving a nasty shock when he arrived.
It was crazy. It was just rock up and there's all these kids with these masks of yourself, and those kids are scary with my crook head on them. I actually got more nervous at the premiere than what I do in heats. I don't really like to watch myself with other people around because I am really critical. And when you got that many people, and it feels like everyone's they're watching the screen, but they're watching you as well. It's like, what do I do?
Mick, Mick surfs contests, Mick travels, but Eugene comes out after alcohol-induced parties and stuff like that. Not a nice person sometimes. I think because Mick's such a nice guy, and then Eugene comes in and he just does complete opposites, So everything that Mick can do nice, Eugene does it twice as bad.
Just your typical free-spirited, fun-loving Australian. I think the film really captures a lot of aspects of Mick's life. What an electric and dynamic surfer that he is. Definitely gave you some good insight on the tragedy that he's had to overcome.
People talk, they say, oh, you had someone pass away. They say that, but they don't really get to see the feeling behind all that kind of stuff. I think that's what John wanted to show in the movie. I personally nearly cried when I first saw it.
And the message that Mick hopes people will walk away with after they've seen the film?
Don't be like Eugene. I hope that they just take a look around and really respect what they got. You just got to love your family, love your friends, and enjoy life.
Day 4 of the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT, and the surfers find their way back to the closely guarded jewel that is La Jolla, hoping to find more of the same conditions.
Absolutely silly. It's dropped a little bit, but it's just right on the sandbank, and it's perfect. You couldn't build a wave better. I'm trying to get some shots.
Pretty much the same exact thing, just a little bit smaller. Definitely gotta wait for the sets, and but man, it's just right along that sandbar. You can just get so deep. Like some of them, you just get locked in, but you just keep going on down. You can never find an exit. But no, it's sick out there.
The near-perfect conditions mean the Search will become the first ever Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour event to be completed in the first 4 days of the window. The final 16 competitors paddle into the 3 to 5 foot sets with high-scoring shootouts set to continue.
came in just sitting there, and he already had to get a combo of 19.6 within 5 minutes. Timmy just had the best head of his life and just got barreled off his head.
Well, the story it goes when I got off the train from my heart began to hurt. 6 months was by so quick, my poor little ticker, it begins to think, am I making a difference to the world?
I think that was the best wave I had here for sure. The other one was perfect, but this one was more perfect, I think.
Making a difference to the world. I'm making a difference. Use your soul. Making a difference to the world. I'm making a difference.
It's pretty crazy. It's just a little bit slow, but the way that you know the right ones. They've just got so much wall, and you just have to hunt those ones down. And if you get one, you're just in for the ride of your life.
Music can only soothe when you find the rhythm in the groove. Someone wants you to get up and dance. With a love and a kiss from the ones you love, the ones you miss. What brings that peace tonight?
Dropped in, it sucked off soundbar perfect. I just had a nice edge and just got in the barrel, got deep in the beginning. Just got barreled the whole way, came out, did a turn, got another barrel, another turn, got barrel, came out, did a layback slash, and it felt really good.
Not for the first time this year, Joel Parkinson suffers a last gasp defeat, this time at the hands of Bruce Irons.
Losing to Bruce in the last 10 seconds was so devastated. I can't handle any more defeats on the hooter, and it's always been a hard pill to swallow.
Bruce's win is a thriller, but some of the other Round 4 wins are more convincing. None more so than Kelly Slater's.
Sex and drugs and rock and soul is the new badge on your sleeve. Trucks and black jeans ain't gonna fail you when you look good on TV. Don't sit summer tones, vibrate in my bones. I said the don't sit summer tones, vibrate in my bones. If you don't like it, you gotta fake it.
I don't think I've ever surfed a heat against somebody who didn't catch a wave. Really I think only 3 good waves came in that heat, and I got 2 of them. You know, bad luck for Phil. It's frustrating to travel this far, halfway around the world, and have a heat like that for sure.
As the battle for the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT heads towards the business end, Bede Durbidge sees off 2006 Charger Bobby Martinez. While Taylor Knox's great form continues with a win over CJ Hobgood as the field is whittled down to just 8 competitors.
Usually the Hobgoods like the quick start, and I just thought, maybe I'll use some of their strategy, and just got away right off the bat. And I knew it was going to be a good wave. I wasn't expecting it to be such a heavy drop though, and when I pulled in, it just started throwing out, and luckily the barrels here are so wide, you can be really deep and get a couple pumps in and make it, so I was pretty lucky.
Well, one of the beauties of being on the Search is, experiencing the culture and the lifestyle. And there's no better place in the world to be right now than here in Mexico, watching the World Cup and watching Mexico play Argentina.
Mexico! Mexico! Viva Mexico!
They all
grow up and they want to be the next Ronaldo, the next Ronaldinho or Harry Kewell. I was the same when I was a kid. I used to play soccer and I loved it. It wasn't until I was a teenager that I turned to surfing, but everyone just put so much passion into it. It's epic. It's so good.
I think it's just ingrained into the culture here, you know, they live and breathe it. It's just really exciting to see, you know, them supporting their country like this. I think Argentina is favored, so, you know, it's just, being in Mexico, you can't help but root for the Mexican team. Regulation time expired, it's 1-1, so we'll see what happens. It was a tense moment there at the end of the game when Argentina scored, but I guess they were offsides and the place went nuts. It's intense. Well, a little bit of a disappointment watching Mexico go down to Argentina, but it was a great game and great atmosphere. And I'm sure there'll be some sorrows being drowned in some tequila tonight.
We're down to the final 8 at the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT, and with the conditions starting to change, so will the tactics for the quarterfinalists.
There's not as many waves coming, so the one that you choose, you have to do all the way and make a good score. And yeah, it's kind of hard with this wind, but it's still perfect, those waves, and I think they make the right call doing the contest right now.
The tricky conditions proved no obstacle for the world's elite surfers, with Bede Durbridge and Taj Burrow getting the quarterfinals off to a flying start.
I actually didn't think I was going to get away with the win in that heat. It was really intense, and I blew a good wave, and I let B get the best wave of the heat, and he capitalised. He got a crazy barrel and just ripped it to the end. So it was a big mistake by me. But then I just tried my guts out and then and managed to make a score out of kind of a medium one. So I'm so happy. I'm pretty pumped.
Mate on mate, pretty much like State of Origin really. It's really good to see that the underdog got up. Taylor, not that you want to see anyone lose, but yeah, Taylor beating Kelly was pretty special. Taylor absolutely ripped too, which made it sort of convincing, you know, he didn't just get the win, he ripped.
You know, we want to win, but as soon as we get on the beach, you know, it just makes no difference. We're just best friends, and it's probably a good way to stay for a long time.
Bruce went out there and just tried everything, and I had a little soft spot for Bruce. He's a little brother. I'm a little brother, and you know, I always go for the little brothers, but Andy in that heat was phenomenal. It was some of the best surfing I've seen in a long, long time.
Taylor is right behind me, and Taj is right behind me as well, so I just gotta keep staying ahead of those guys, and hopefully gain some ground on Kelly would be nice.
Tim Rays rounds out the quarterfinals with this victory against Dean Morrison to set up a semi-final showdown with Andy Irons.
It's hard to surf right now. Just really had to just push it through that one. Got the 2 6s, and you know, unfortunately, I got a 6 and a 5. So just squeaked through, yeah.
As the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour nears the halfway mark of the year, the race for the world title is hotting up. But the surfers get a much-needed reprieve from all that pressure in the Foster's Expression Session. Foster's put up $4,000 for the 45 to put on a show and go for broke. Here's a selection of this year's action from La Jolla. With the barrel shutting down for this session, the judges elect to give 2 prizes for Best Aerial instead. Corey Lopez picks up $2,000 for this high-flying effort.
Everyone's just going big and just trying to do whatever you can and just make the best out of the situation. You know, the waves are really fun today, and we had fun out there.
While Foster's Expression Session specialist Troy Brooks once again cashes in with one of his trademark Superman airs.
I was actually sitting at home 45 minutes ago, and I just clicked on the internet, and they said, Expression Session meeting 45, and I was just sitting by the pool sort of thing, so I thought, I'll come down. You know, if I win a bit of coin, that'll be good. How's it going? Woo!
After some truly incredible surfing, we're down to the final 4 competitors at the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT. The first semifinal brings together 2 of the most experienced competitors on the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour, with Taylor Knox taking on Taj Burrow. Knox seals the result with another awesome display of power surfing, meaning his list of scalps for the event reads like a who's who of surfing. CJ Hobgood, Kelly Slater, and now Taj Burrow.
I don't feel too much different now. I'm just happy to go out and surf again and be able to show my surfing, and the fact that I keep making it through on broken boards is great.
You know, if you're gunning for the world title, you got to get a lot of final berths. So that's what I was aiming for, but definitely not throwing away third. So it's pretty cool.
With Taylor Knox already into the final, his opponent will be either fellow Californian Tim Reyes or a red-hot Andy Irons, who climbs closer to the top of the ratings with each heat win. Reyes is left comboed, meaning he needs to improve on both wave scores. And in a dropping swell against a 3-time world champion, the task proves impossible.
We were predicting something that something was going to happen. It did, but not to the right person.
So after what many are calling the greatest event in the history of the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour, we are down to just 2 lucky competitors. Andy Irons needs no introduction, but the 3-time world champ won't have it all his own way, with a rejuvenated Taylor Knox having his best year at the ripe old age of 35.
He's actually putting together a campaign that's going to see him well and truly in the top 5 at the halfway mark of the tour. So that's a great start for Taylor Knox, and he's an awesome surfer. I've been watching him for 15 years on the tour and wondering which year he was going to challenge for the world title. I mean, he's always been that good in my opinion.
Taylor Knox has been on fire this year. He's just gotten, this is his first final of the year, but he's got 3rd or 5th, and he's just plugging away every event. He keeps doing better. So it's going to be exciting. I know Andy really wants to win. He wants to get in the title hunt again. And Taylor is really hungry to win. He's been doing a tour for a long time, and he wants to get a victory bad. And then the waves are out there, so we'll see what happens.
Taylor, which is really, really tough to beat in these kind of conditions, is a really good point break surfer, and he hasn't won one in a while, so I'm sure he's really hungry and motivated. So got my work cut out definitely, but I'm just stoked to be in the finals right now.
Those guys trying to make up ground in the world title race now that Kelly lost in the quarterfinals. And, it's going to be an interesting showdown.
With the beach at La Jolla packed out, our 2 finalists head out into the lineup with the title of the Rip Curl Pro Search WCT champion, not to mention $30,000 in cash on the line.
He's the one kind of guy that can paddle out, and then when he's behind, he needs a score, he blows out.
I've never seen a man like it. It was huge.
What a perfect point break, and he just comes out and busts out a 5-foot air. Like, that's why he's 3 times world champion. That was amazing.
Andy's incredible air leaves Taylor in need of an 8.27 for the win, but he just can't find the score. Andy's ability to change with the conditions from awesome barrel rider to aerialist extraordinaire provides a fitting end to an extraordinary event. And as the new Rip Curl Pro Search WCT champion heads into the beach, there's already a victory party awaiting his arrival.
Go for it, Kerry. You know it. Anything for the boys. And he deserves it. First time I'm carrying someone up the beach, ever. It's not me, I'd rather my brother win. But I got carried up the beach first, I'll tell you.
Feeling's great. I mean, just being the final, I always make a point that I really like to make a few finals a year and actually, get a win, in the 5th event of this year. It just feels amazing. And to serve with Taylor in the final, she's a good friend of mine. That's such a great wave, and we've had such a good time here last week. It's just a perfect ending. I mean, I couldn't have written it any better.
I'm disappointed I lost, but he surfed really good all week, and I felt like I could have, I could have won as well. But now that I got the sombrero on, I'm feeling, loose. I'm ready to go. A couple cervezas, a little tequila. It's all good.
So for the first time in 2006, Andy Irons is a winner on the Foster's ASP World Championship Tour, while Taylor Knox finishes runner-up in his first final since J-Bay 2001. Kelly Slater heads the list of fifth-place finishers. Slater still leads the race for the world title, but his massive early lead has evaporated, with Andy Irons now within just 100 points. Damien Hobgood leads the rest of the top 10 ahead of seasoned campaigners CJ Hobgood and Joel Parkinson. Bruce Irons is 9th, while second-year pro Tim Reyes cracks the top 10 for the first time in his career. But to the victor go the spoils, and it's Andy Irons who's crowned the winner of the Rip Curl Pro Surge WCT. For the three-time world champion, it's the 17th win of his glittering career on the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour. With the epic waves at La Jolla making a compelling argument for being crowned the world's best right-hander, the longtime title holder now gets a chance to defend her title. The 45 members of the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour now leave Mexico behind and head to Jeffreys Bay, the epicenter of South African surfing. It's home to one of the world's truly epic waves at Super Tubes and one of the great contests on the Foster's ASP Men's World Championship Tour, the Billabong Pro.